When you envision someone establishing a trust, you might envision someone maybe leaving their hilltop mansion and being driven by their chauffeur to a fancy law office only visited by the rich and famous. In reality, a trust can be used for a variety of estate planning needs. One way that trusts are used is to control how an heir or heirs receive an inheritance that is left to them. In reality, a trust can be used for a variety of estate planning needs. One common way is to use a trust to control how a beneficiary or multiple beneficiaries receive the inheritance that is left to them. Trust basics. The settlor is the person who establishes the trust. They appoint a trustee, which is the person that actually manages the account. The trustee can be someone like a close family friend, a family member, or even a professional company. The beneficiary is the person who will ultimately receive the capital or income from the account. There are two common types of trusts. The first is an inter vivos trust, and this is established when someone is living, so we call it a living trust. The other type of trust that might be more common is called a testamentary trust. A testamentary trust is established upon the passing of the settlor or the person who wanted to set up the trust in the first place. The following applications or examples are all using testamentary trusts. Beneficiaries lacking financial expertise. It may be an uneasy feeling to know that you may be leaving a large sum of money to someone who's not necessarily financially responsible. With a trust, you can leave explicit instructions for your trustee of when and how much your beneficiary will receive each year. In this example, your beneficiary may be trustworthy, but also might just lack the knowledge of the financial markets or how to invest. By choosing a trustee that's a little more financially savvy, you can feel comfortable knowing that the money will continue to grow and meet the income needs of your beneficiary for years to come. Parent in a second marriage. If someone is in a second marriage but has children from their first marriage, estate planning can be a little bit different. In this instance, they might want to choose to set up a spousal trust. A spousal trust would give them the option to provide funds in the form of a trust to their current spouse. And then when their spouse passes away, that money then can then roll over to their children from their first marriage. Caring for a child with special needs. Establishing a trust for an adult or a minor with special needs may make you feel more comfortable knowing that they'll always be receiving the best care. I recommend consulting a tax professional to determine the best way to set up a trust in this instance to make sure that the beneficiary doesn't lose out on government benefits. A trust for minors. If you have beneficiaries who haven't reached the age of majority, a trust is a great way to secure their future for them. In this instance, the trust would be funded and a trustee would manage the investments or the account on their behalf, making sure that they receive the income or distributions that they need to pay for things during their childhood or pay for things like education costs. You can then set up the trust to say when they turn the age of majority, they either perhaps receive a lump sum payout or they continue to receive regular distributions over a set term. Fulfill your personal preference. Trusts can be very flexible, and the terms and conditions you put into them are almost endless. For example, you might have a financially responsible beneficiary, but you don't want them receiving a large lump sum payment so early on in their career, disrupting their work ethic. Another thing you may choose to do is put something like completing post-secondary education a requirement to receiving the inheritance funds. Ultimately, a trust gives you a way to ensure that the inheritance a beneficiary receives enhances their life versus drastically changing it. We can help. If you would like to learn more about trusts or how you can put this into action, our team at Ferguson Financial Planning would be pleased to help. You can schedule a consultation with us using the link in our description. As well, we regularly update our channel, our website with more information and tips and tricks like this. Thank you for watching.